What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to my channel, but more specifically my Road to Pro series. And as I mentioned in my previous video, I would be giving you guys a plan update of kind of how I've changed my plan or how I've modified it ever since the start of this series. So a lot of things have happened since the start of the series, the biggest being COVID. Back when I started the series in January, obviously there was no signs of this kind of happening or this pandemic spreading. So that's kind of just, I want you guys to keep that in mind when I'm going through this plan. And like I mentioned when I was doing that video, so if you haven't checked that out, I'll kind of link it up here so you guys can check that out. But yeah, when I was doing the video, obviously kind of, I mentioned in the video that plans do change, but I still think it's very important to kind of have some type of blueprint to follow, and being able to kind of adjust them as you go is the most important thing. So just to give you guys a summary of kind of what I intended. So originally what I wanted to do is I wanted to do a bulk right up till I got up to about 205 pounds. And I actually cut that short, so I actually stopped the bulk probably around the start of May or the first week of May. I actually got up to 202 pounds, so I did cut that 3 pounds short. The reason being is because obviously everything going on with COVID, the gyms being closed, I wasn't kind of in the position to kind of optimally build muscle through like heavy lifts like your bench press, your squats, your deadlifts. So I just figured like it'd probably be good to kind of start to cut. It gave me something else to focus on. So that's kind of why I cut it short. There are some other reasons I'm going to go into this video to why I actually chose to cut versus continuing the bulk. And originally I did plan to do a mini cut, which would have been an aggressive cut where I wanted to lose anywhere from 2 to 2.5 pounds per week, probably a minimum of about 16 pounds. From the 205, but like I said, I did kind of cut that bulk short, and I didn't really start my cut when I originally planned. I did have intentions to start it around the middle of April, but I actually didn't start cutting until May, or the first week of May, and I am taking more of a passive approach now. So now, instead of doing 2 to 2.5 pounds a week, I'm going to be probably aiming to lose 1 pound to 1.5 pounds, and I've been on track ever since I started in the first week of May. So right now I'm currently down to about 196, and I'm down from 202. So I am making pretty steady progress, and that's the goal, is to kind of make sure that you're making steady progress. So in terms of why I actually wanted to cut, is mainly because I wanted to kind of increase my nutrient sensitivity. Basically what that means is that during my peak bulk, I was eating anywhere from 35 to 3,600 calories, and that's probably the most I've ever eaten consistently. So because of that, I think it was a really smart decision to kind of reduce those calories, to kind of go more in a deficit, because I've been in a surplus ever since my first show, which was back in April. I actually got down to about 167 pounds, and I've been climbing, and I got up to 202. So that's about 35 pounds that I actually put on, and my goal was to kind of keep it around 30 pounds from stage weight. So going back to the nutrient sensitivity, I wanted to kind of allow my body to be able to respond better to nutrients. So as I drop weight, my goal is to kind of get into the 180s and kind of assess when I get there. The goal is to prime my body for new muscle growth. So just kind of getting lean will help me kind of reduce my calories and give me a new starting point. So if I kind of get down to the 180s, I'll be able to kind of climb back up, but I won't be going nearly as high as I did before in terms of the 200s. Maybe I might get back up to 190 when I actually go back to steady training, but I will be doing a full day eating where I'm going to kind of show you guys what my current diet's like, and kind of what my calories are looking like versus what they were looking like before. And I do kind of incorporate more food, different food options that might be of an interest to you, to kind of see what you can kind of include if you guys are cutting. So you can definitely look out for that. But yeah, that would be the first reason to actually why I decided to cut, was the nutrient sensitivity. And the second reason was to kind of, like I said, I haven't been that lean since my first show back in April. So I'm kind of interested to see the progress that I've made since then. And it is kind of fun getting lean and kind of starting to see the separations in your muscles and just kind of revealing the abs. I think that's kind of what everyone's kind of going for. But yeah, I'm kind of interested to see in terms of the progress that I did make. And in terms of cutting calories, like I mentioned, I did get up to around 3,600, which would be my peak bulk. I didn't drastically cut those by a lot. So in terms of the calories right now, I'm eating anywhere from 26 to 2,700 calories, but I didn't jump right down to there. I think that's a mistake that a lot of people do make, is you go from 3,600 calories and then you cut it dramatically down to like 26 or 27, maybe by 1,000 calories. Maybe during a mini cut, that's what I would have done, because it would have been an aggressive cut. But like I said, I did choose more of a passive approach. So because of that, I actually gradually reduced calories, and I just kind of monitored my weight and seen the fluctuations. So I probably started around 3,200 calories, and then I noticed that I was losing at about a half a pound. So then I just kind of kept dropping each week until I finally got to where I am now with 2,700 calories. And I slowly introduced cardio as well. So for the first week I didn't really do any cardio, I just kind of cut calories. But as I kind of continued, I kind of want to make sure that I'm able to kind of get more food in. So I actually chose to actually keep the calories the same and increase the cardio to kind of increase the amount of calories that I'm burning. So I did start off with some lists. So that's like low intensity steady state cardio. That would just be walking. And a lot of it was basically just done outside because obviously the gyms are closed. And I do prefer walking outside. I find that it's way more enjoyable than on the treadmill. But like I mentioned, then my weight kind of stalled when I was there. So I kind of just continued to adjust my cardio and bring my calories down until I kind of seen some more weight loss. But in terms of the list, I did kind of start incorporating more HIIT. So that's high intensity interval training. In terms of like the HIIT routine, I will be taking you guys through what I'm going to be doing or what I normally do for my HIIT and just kind of how I mix it up. But just on that note, I do want to mention that it's extremely important if you guys start including HIIT into your training is that you're really prioritizing recovery because if you are doing HIIT, it can be extremely demanding on your legs, especially if you're not used to it, and your knees and your joints. So in terms of balancing that with your workouts, I think that's something to definitely take in mind, especially if you are new to it. So like I mentioned in today's video, that was a slight plan update that I just kind of wanted to fill you guys in with because I'm sure you guys have been interested since the start of the series, and with everything going on, I had adjusted quite a bit. But yeah, that's kind of the plan update, and like I mentioned, I will be taking you guys to the track with me today to kind of show you some of my HIIT training and kind of how I started incorporating that into my workouts.
Alright guys, so I just made it to the track, and I did pick the best day to do this workout. It just happens to be raining, which sucks, but absolutely no excuses. I'm still going to get it in. So I just want to kind of highlight some of the advantages and disadvantages of HIIT cardio. So the first advantage that I really like, it's going to help improve your cardiovascular endurance, which is going to really help translate to the weight room as well. When you're doing heavy squats, heavy deadlifts, you're going to have more capacity and more endurance to be able to actually push through them. And the second benefit that I like is you can get the cardio done in pretty much way less of the time. So if you're doing like lower and steady state cardio like jogging, you might go for a 45-minute jog or an hour jog or whatever you're doing, whereas HIIT you might be able to only do 20 minutes and actually get more kind of calories burnt in that time. So I really like it from a calorie time management standpoint. And the third benefit that I really like is that it's actually going to help elevate your metabolism for the rest of the day. So you're not only burning calories when you're working out, but it's going to help burn extra calories when you're not working out as well. So those are some of the advantages that I really like. So a couple of disadvantages of HIIT would actually be the recovery time, like I previously mentioned. Especially if you're new to it, you might find that your joints kind of get sore, but once you kind of get used to it, another thing too, especially if you got a little bit of weight on, it can be extremely hard on your body. But I think that in terms of being able to balance your recovery time, I think that you need to really make sure that you're really prioritizing your recovery. And even if you have to mix it up, I think that's a great way of doing it, of doing some lists during the week, so lower and steady state cardio, and then kind of mixing in some higher intensity days. And you also want to balance it around your workouts as well. So if you kind of have a leg day, or maybe you're doing legs twice a week, you need to really take into account that you need to be able to recover for those leg days. And you definitely don't want, especially if your goal is to build muscle, you definitely don't want it impacting your ability to do squats. So I think balancing it in terms of the recovery is one of the disadvantages. And the second disadvantage is actually you're prone to more injury, obviously, because you're kind of exerting a lot more force and intensity. So because of that, especially if you're not used to it, you don't really know how hard you can go, and one day you decide to kind of push it, you could kind of like maybe hurt your hamstring or hurt your quad or kind of like slip and fall, especially on a day like today where it's kind of like wet and rainy. You just kind of got to be careful, and that's kind of what I'm going to do today, is just be careful, but I'm still going to be able to get it in. So those are some of the disadvantages. Now I want to move into kind of like how I'm going to organize this HIIT training and what I'm going to be doing for today's workout. For the workout today, I'm actually going to be doing a total of 10 rounds. I'm going to warm up first. So I'm actually going to walk around the track probably 2 times until I kind of feel loose. And it's very important that you warm up, especially anything that you do, but especially with high intensity training. You just need to make sure that you warm up properly. So I'm going to go around the track twice, just at a walking pace, and kind of like stretch out my joints and kind of get everything ready to do the HIIT. But in terms of the workout itself, like I mentioned, I'm going to be doing a total of 10 different rounds, and each round is going to be kind of changing the intensity. So I'm going to start off with 3 rounds of lower intensity, and that's literally just going to be jogging. I'm going to pick a distance. So when I get out there, I'll show you on the track what distance I'm going to be doing, but I'm going to be timing myself as well. So in terms of the lower intensity, I'm just going to be jogging from from one place to the next, and I'm going to be timing myself, and each time I'm going to try to beat that time. So I'm going to be doing 3 lower intensity, then I'm going to move into 3 different medium intensities. And like I said, I'm always trying to beat that next time. So as I go, let's say it takes me 30 seconds to do the first one. The next time I want to be able to beat that. And as I up the intensity, so I want to move from low into medium. And then the medium is going to be obviously a little bit quicker. So I'm going to be doing 3 rounds of low, 3 rounds of medium. And then finally I'm going to move into some 4 rounds of high intensity for a total of 10 rounds. And each time I'm really trying to push myself. I'm really trying to beat the time. I do have a watch that I'm wearing that I'm able to time myself. So yeah, I'm also going to put the timer on the screen so you guys can see how long it actually takes me. And then at the end, I'm going to do a cool down. So that's basically going to be how I'm changing intensities and kind of continuing my challenging myself. I think it's great to switch it up. So if you're doing jogs one day, you can always switch to a different type of high intensity, maybe battle ropes, or you can do different types of high knees, burpees. But personally for me, I really like the high intensity sprinting. Yeah, so that's basically how the workout's going to work. And now it's time to get after it. So I'll see everybody out there. All right, guys, so I'm just going to walk around the track a couple times just to kind of warm up, like I mentioned. I think the rain did pick up, so that kind of sucks. But yeah, I'm just looking to not slip. So in terms of the higher intensity, I might hold back just a little bit so I don't kill myself, I guess you'd say. But yeah, this is basically just my warm-up laps. So I'm going to actually do 2 of these, and then when I finish the warm-up laps, I'll show you where I'll be sprinting from. All right, so this is where I'm going to be sprinting. So I'm going to be basically starting right around here, and then I'm going to be sprinting right down to that, probably right down to that last bleacher you can see. I want to set the camera up down there, so I kind of want to be in the frame. So like I mentioned, it's not going to be that long of a sprint, but I am going to be going through different rounds. So I'm going to be starting off at low intensity. So if you guys are ready, let's just dive right into the low intensity. I'll kind of, I'll take you through the workouts, and I'll throw the timer up as well, so you can see kind of how I'm making out, and I'll kind of update you as I'm going as well. Alright guys, so that was just a warm-up like I mentioned. That's the low intensity. So I actually did that in 16 seconds. I don't know if you can see that. So this time what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to be able to beat that. Yeah, so we're going to move into the second round of the lower intensity. I'm going to be doing 3 of these, and then I'm going to be moving into some medium intensity for another 3. That one right there was 12 seconds. So I'm going to move into the final one, and that's actually going to be to try to beat 12 seconds. I'm hoping to get around 10, but we'll see. That this is still the low intensity, and then I'll be moving to the medium intensity. Alright guys, so that was bang on. So that was 10 seconds. See if I can show you here. So as you can see, 10 seconds. I'm actually pretty happy with that. So now I'm gonna move into some medium intensity. I might match the first one because that was kind of a medium intensity. But like I said, I'm probably gonna do 3 of these, and then I'm gonna move into some high intensity. Like I mentioned, I'm probably taking about 45 seconds in between just kind of rounds, I guess you'd say. But in terms of the high intensity, like I mentioned, I probably won't be going all load if it was dry, or like I would if it was dry, just because I don't want to slip. So I kind of will be holding back a little bit. But yeah, let's move into the medium intensity now. All right, so I'd say that was the same time. I looked at 9 seconds when I crossed. So I'd say it's probably in between 9 seconds and 10 seconds. Like I mentioned before, that last low intensity was kind of probably about medium. And like I mentioned, just use your best judgment. At the end of the day, just kind of being able to switch it up and have a little bit of fun with it. I think that's definitely the message that I'm going for. But with the high intensity stuff, you definitely want to make sure you're really pushing yourself, because that's the point of it. But yeah, so with the medium stuff, that's just more of just a warm up. And it's always good to mix it up as well too. So I'm going to do probably one more high intensity, or one more medium intensity, sorry, and then I'll move into a couple high intensity rounds. Alright guys, so that one was definitely 9 seconds. So that's the last of the medium. Now I'm going to move into the high intensity. And I'm gonna probably do 4 high intensity ones. And the goal obviously is to try to get under 9 seconds each time. Or maybe even try to improve on it. We'll see kind of how I'm feeling and kind of how the ground feels when I am doing it. So yeah, let's go. All right, 8 seconds on that one. That's not too bad. I think I'm gonna try to push the pace a little bit more on this one. We'll see what I got. I didn't really notice the ground slipping too much. Yeah, so probably gonna do at least two more of these, and then yeah, then that'll call it a day. I'd probably do more if it wasn't raining like this, but I just kind of wanted to show you kind of how you can switch up your training in terms of high intensity. So that concludes the workout. I probably would have done more if it wasn't raining as bad. I thought the rain would kind of stop. I looked at the forecast before and it said it was going to slow down, but I think it picked up. But I did after those sprints. So I did 3 high intensity sprints, and that medium intensity, I would consider that as higher intensity. I did kind of go a little bit harder than I wanted, but I think that setting a time and trying to beat it is extremely good. It was really kind of harder to time myself with that high intensity stuff because I didn't really have anyone there to time me. But like I said, I will put it on the screen. And your goal is just to kind of push yourself harder with each one of the sprints. That's kind of what I was going for there. But like I said, I think I would have did more higher intensity sprints. I probably would have did like 4 or 5 or maybe even 6. But like I said, it's kind of gross out, and I just kind of wanted to illustrate that high intensity and switching it up is a great way to kind of burn some extra calories. And it's kind of it can be much funner in terms of like being able to challenge yourself than lower state cardio. So I did do a couple laps around the track just to kind of cool down. I'm still kind of out of breath a little bit, but yeah, I did kind of 1 lap around just to cool down. But yeah, that's going to do it for today's video. I hope everybody got something out of it. It was definitely something new to me. I'm incorporating this into my training. Like I said, I'm trying to get down to the 180s. So I slowly did that with diet and also cardio. So I've been doing, like I said, mixing it up with both the list and the HIIT. So don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I do put a lot of great videos, and I would love if you could hit that subscribe button. Also turn on the bell notifications. I do release videos 3 times a week. So if you are new to my channel, be sure to turn on those bell notifications and also give the video a like. I would really appreciate it, and I'll catch everybody in the next one. All right, peace out.